Jesus taught how to live the blessed life. Yeah, that teaching is found right here in Luke chapter 6, verse 37 and 38. Listen to this. Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Do you see the secret to living the blessed life is treating people right? What did Jesus say? Judge them, then the Father in heaven sees how you're judging them, and guess what he's going to do? He's going to judge you with good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. In other words, you're going to get judged even stricter because you're judging other people. He said, condemn another? You want to condemn that person? Jesus said, fine. The Father in heaven will condemn you for your own sins, but his condemnation is going to be greater than any condemnation you could ever level at anyone else. But then Jesus says the positive is also true. He said, forgive, and you will be forgiven. So you see that person who's hurt you? Here's what Jesus said. Forgive them, and the Father who sees that you forgive them will forgive you good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. He's going to bless you. You see, friend, living the blessed life is not complicated. It's based on how you treat other people. Are you treating them with mercy and kindness and compassion and tolerance? Or are you treating them with judgment and condemnation, fault finding? Friend, how you treat people will determine how God the Father is going to treat you. That's how you live the blessed life. Some of you know certain people who have made mistakes in life, and yet God seems to keep blessing them. Do you know somebody like that? Can I tell you? What maybe you don't understand is how forgiving and how kind they are to others. They're not judging them. They're not trying to take the splinter out of people's eyes while there's a log in their own. They know better. They just forgive. They just try to help people instead of trying to point the finger at their mistakes. That's the key to the blessed life. Jesus also said in verse 38, give and it will be given to you. Some of you, I'm just going to be honest, you're stingy. You don't like to give. You don't give your tithes to your church. You make excuses. I'm not under the law. None of that has any bearing because tithing was before the law. Abraham tithed long before the law. It was under the law and it was in the New Testament. Jesus said, do not neglect tithing, Matthew 23:23. So you don't have any scriptures to tell you not to tithe. But some of you, you're stingy. You won't tithe to your church, to the man or woman of God that's teaching you the word. You won't give your almsgiving to the poor, the needy. You say, well, that's their fault that they're poor. No. You got to have a heart of compassion and give. And when you become a giver, I'm here to tell you, Jesus said it's going to be given back to you. How? Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. It's going to be poured into your lap. You ever hear the phrase, that thing just fell in my lap? In other words, lucky breaks. You know what God says? I'm going to give you what the world considers lucky breaks, but it's my providence that is giving you blessings. God's going to open doors of blessings when you're a tither, when you're a giver, you're helping the poor, you're giving special gifts, you're making vows and pledges to God, you're helping people. When you're out there being a blessing, God is going to be a bigger blessing to you than you've ever been to anyone else. That's the secret to blessing, is to be a giver. Let me ask you, have you ever considered giving toward our ministry? You know, God's using us here on social media to touch millions of people every month. That's what my stats tell me. Over 1 million people download our videos. You think of how many lives are being touched because of the teaching that we've been given on social media. Have you considered being a partner with us? And at least giving maybe once a week or once a month? Being a blessing? We really would appreciate it. And God sees that when you're giving, He's going to be given back to you. So friend, the secret to a blessed life is forgive, give, be merciful, be kind, be tolerant, love people, and be givers instead of being a tightwad and holding back your compassion and your forgiveness. You're holding back and instead you're judging and condemning. Stop it and start giving, and you're going to see the blessed life coming to you.